Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Single Over Servitude. I am your host, Jeremy, and today we got a couple videos to react to, hey, I can identify as whatever it is I identify as, and you to accept it. Your logic means nothing in the presence of my feelings. And we're going to get into videos that talk about that, where you can listen. If you're a man and you feel like you're born to the wrong body and you identify as a woman, you do you. If you're a woman and you identify as a man, you do you. I have no problem with that. But when you start pushing this thing that, no, you have to, where someone else has to change their speech patterns and their way of thinking about biological men and biological women differently, then you are now you're forcing my change, then I have an issue with it. But hey, listen, we're getting a couple videos about people who identify as cats because, 2022, right?
Okay, I've got to rant for a minute. Just when I thought school couldn't get any weirder, it did today. I'm a sub, and the most important thing we do is take rolls so the school gets paid. So I'm looking at the seating chart as I'm going up and down the rows and marking who's here and who's not. I get to the third row and I hear this meow. Excuse me? Excuse me? I start looking on the ground. Go to the fourth row, everything's good. Go to the fifth row, everybody's there. Then I hear meow. I'm like, okay, what's up with that? Who's doing it? And this little girl in the very front row says, you have to meow back at him. He identifies as a cat.
Now, she says little girl. Are we talking like elementary school, like from kindergarten to fifth grade? Are we talking middle school? Are we talking high school? Because, if it is high school, that's dangerous because your parents did not do a proper job raising you if they're allowing you to walk outside and identify as a cat. This is why this generation needs a good old-fashioned ass whooping. Just my opinion.
Are you kidding me? I said, is there a litter box in here somewhere? My sarcasm self probably shouldn't have said that. He gets up and he storms out of the classroom, and I'm like, rough.
Bullshit.
Exactly.
And of course, the entire class is laughing. And I think, no problem, no foul. I go to the office. You ready for this? You check out. They said, we no longer need your services if you can't identify with all the children in the classroom. And you wonder why they don't have any subs. I told the lady, I said, I didn't know cats were considered people. I thought they were pets. Another school off my list. Okay.
Fuck you!
Exactly. So you have to meow back because they identify as cat. What if someone identifies as a dog? What about, woof woof? What about a bird? Tweep tweep? What about a lizard? Go, because they always stick out their tongues. I mean, what if someone identifies as a tech helicopter? Go, hey, that's what they identify as. That's what I have to call them as. That's how I address them. I'm curious to how old this child was. Are they within? I mean, 2022 people. This is what happens when you prioritize feelings over facts, feelings over logic. And we're getting to the second video. I don't know if this is like a PTA meeting or some kind of school conference, but one of the parents is rather concerned about the restroom facilities and how they are being utilized.
Agenda that is being pushed through our schools is just my opinion, but somewhat nefarious when it comes to some of the activities. So let's talk about furries. It was addressed by a child a couple months ago that they are put in an environment where there are kids that identify as a furry, a cat or a dog, whatever. And so yesterday I heard that at least one of our schools in our town has in one of the unisex bathrooms, a litter box for the kids that identify as cats. And
So what if I identify as a dog? Do I get a big patch of grass? What if I identify as a Sorry about that. What if there's like 50 students that identify as fish? Are you going to get the engineers from SeaWorld and have them build a gigantic tank? What if there's a bunch of kids that identify as, attack helicopters? We got to get this giant maintenance facility so they can properly dispense their oils and lubricants. I mean, what if you like trip over the litter box? What now is the school liable to be sued? Because is the litter box on the floor? Is it slightly like elevated and kind of bolted into the wall? This is what happens when you prioritize feelings over facts.
I am really disturbed by that. And I will do some more investigation on that. I know it's going on nationwide. I know it is. It's part of the agenda that's being pushed. I don't even want to understand it. But I think that people need to be aware of it, because I am really upset as a parent that my child is put in an environment like that. And, I'm all for creativity and imagination, but when someone lives in a fantasy world and expects other people to go along with it, I have a problem with that. So I'm just putting that out there. I will investigate more.
Well, that was the end of the video, but like I said earlier, it's one thing if you felt like you're born into the wrong body, like man identifies as a woman identifies as a man, whatever. But my question is, where's the cutoff? Because can I identify as a different race? Because what if me, pasty white boy, who's so white he glows in the dark, what if I identify as a black man? Can I show up to work in blackface? Can I, if we can be transgender, can I be trans race? What about age? What if someone who's 17 wants to drink alcohol, but they identify as 21? Can they be served alcohol, even though biologically they're only 17? Why is it that gender can be switched around, but age isn't be able to switch around? Does that make gender more important because it can be switched? Or does it make age more important because it can't be switched? When you try to break this down, I'm just looking for consistency. To me, either you should be able to change everything or you change nothing. Either I can be I don't know what I am, 5'9" or 5'10". Either I can identify as a 6'7" black Chinese man with red hair who's 800 years old, or I am what I biologically am. Either we change everything or we change nothing. So I don't know. This is 2022 in a nutshell. And this is what? January of 2022? Oh, it's only going to get worse. I'm curious to see what this society is going to look like in the next 10 years. What a dumpster fire. Oof. Anyways, this is Jeremy Stone, Single Over Servitude. Remember, as a responsible pet owner, spay and neuter your dogs and cats. Don't want them having unwanted kitties and puppies. Be responsible. You guys, take it easy.